Good morning, kids. Dad here. It is Sunday, August 2nd, 2026. It's 6:20 in the morning. I'm recording this one early for you because I know it's going to be a busy day for me. I had a chance yesterday to go to the American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Essentially, the American Legion, one of the things they sponsor that they help make happen is what's called Legion Ball, which is for kids who are about 17, 18, and 19. So like juniors and seniors in high school and freshmen in college. Different posts will sponsor a baseball team. And it's typically like the kind of the high school team with maybe some of the kids who graduated the previous year or two. And they play after the high school season ends. So they play in like middle of June, July, and then into August. And they have, right now, what they have ongoing is the state tournament. And it was in New Ulm, Minnesota, which I'd never been to before. So I got to go down with the state commander to the tournament. And it was basically, high school, young college kids playing baseball games. Got to watch St. Michael versus Sartell. Who else was playing? Excelsior, Wayzata, Grand Rapids, all these different teams, and they were down to the final 8 teams that were playing. And it was neat. It was a really, really cool little ballpark in New Ulm. And, a bunch of American Legion folks. And then in downtown New Ulm, there was a big beach volleyball tournament going on. They actually brought in like a foot of sand into like the downtown city street, blocked off like 2 blocks of streets, and there was 96 teams in a big beach volleyball tournament. So it was a really, really fun day. I smiled a lot. I got a lot of fresh air. It was really good for me. It was really good. I had a nice 6.5 mile run yesterday morning, and then that. And for me, by mid-afternoon, my back started bothering me. The bleacher seats are not ideal, probably. But I got out of the house here. I got out of Bravo Zulu House for a day. And man, did I need that. And it really made me appreciate how this past, over a year and a half now, I've been in this world of what we call recovery. And, I consider, I'm considered a recovered person at this point because I've done the work. But as part of that, I help and work with a lot of people who are in early recovery, people who are just starting their journey. Because I have, there's a lot of things I'm not good at. Most things I'm not good at. I can't even throw a baseball. I'll tell you a little more about that in a second. Funny story. But plenty of things I'm not very good at. Or maybe I'm mediocre at best. But as someone who struggled with alcohol after I separated from your mother and left the family home, I really started to struggle with alcohol for about a year and a half. But as someone who recovered from that, who got into a 12-step program, who worked the steps, who had a profound spiritual experience, found God, and really changed the trajectory of my life in a radical way. That makes me uniquely qualified to work with people who are just starting that path. Maybe they're just at that day one where they decided, you know what, I need to make changes in my life and I need to get rid of drugs and alcohol. I've lived that path. And I lived that path and worked through it to a place of what you could call successful. I've been successful in that. So I have a unique ability, uniquely qualified, right, to work with alcoholics and addicts and help just kind of mentor them in how to do what I did. But at the same time, it can be a bit of a pressure cooker, especially here at Bravo Zulu House. A lot of people who do what we call 12th step work, which is working with people in early recovery, a lot of them will do it maybe an hour a day. They'll do it with maybe a phone call a day. And that's typical. But when I took on this Bravo Zulu House mission, I immersed myself into it. I am literally surrounded 24/7. Right above my room right now, there's a guy sleeping who's working on 40 days sober. Has not worked the 12 steps yet. I think he's on step 2 or 3. Down the hall from me, there's a guy who he's coming up on 30 days of sobriety. He's really only worked step 1 and 2. I'm surrounded 24/7 by guys in early recovery. And you add into that, they're all vets and they all have PTSD. It can be stressful here. It can get stressful. Like I've talked about before recently, we're very isolated. So it's just kind of us around each other 24/7 on this little island of corn. And for me, that can become a pressure cooker, right? And what I've probably not done well is step out of that, take that break from it. Because again, most people who are like I am, over a year and a half sober, haven't worked the steps, most of them are living a normal life. And then, like I said, spending maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours a day, maybe one day a week, they'll go into a few hours of working with people in early recovery. And for whatever reason, God put me in this position where I'm literally, like I keep saying, 24/7. But yesterday, getting to go with a normal person, the state commander, to some American Legion baseball, watch some high school kids play baseball for the day, sit out in the sun. I had a bratwurst for dinner. I had a brat. Watching some people playing beach volleyball, just doing normal things and getting away from this little recovery world. Man, that was refreshing. That was nice. And for me, it was a great reminder that I probably need to do more of that. I probably need to make a point to one day a week get out of the house, get away from vets in recovery with PTSD, and just go be a normal person. And I got a chance to do that again today. So here's the funny part about throwing a baseball. Yesterday, the state commander and the guy who runs the tournament, they asked me if I'd throw out the opening pitch for the championship game today. And at first I said, well, if you need somebody to do it, I'd be happy to help. But then it occurred to me, kids, your dad does not know how to throw a baseball. I do not know how to throw a baseball. Finney, if you remember, when we were practicing football, we'd go out in the cul-de-sac every evening for a couple months there. I'd throw it underhand to you. So I could throw a spiral underhand. I can't really even throw a football very accurately overhand, let alone a baseball. I haven't played baseball, thrown a baseball since I was probably younger than you, Cav. Probably since about your age, Finney, about 5th grade. It's the idea of standing out at the American Legion State Championship baseball game on the mound in front of probably 1,000 people and throwing a pitch. Whew. And not only that, but doing it representing Bravo Zulu House. I would embarrass the house. I would embarrass the house. So I told him, I'm like, no, you guys, I will embarrass the house. I can't do that. So I called some friends and hopefully we'll find somebody to throw out the opening pitch for the championship game today. But yeah, it'll be interesting. So I'm going back today to do that. Go see the championship game. State Commanders got their arm in a sling from shoulder surgery, so they need a driver to drive them down to the game and chauffeur them around a little bit. So I get to do that again. And again, it's being of service to somebody, right? It's just doing it outside of this little recovery world, which is nice. And I'm hoping to do more of this down the road, where I can just help random people, right? I not constantly helping veterans with PTSD and in early, sobriety. And I think that's probably a good thing for me. So hopefully, obviously not this summer. The summer hasn't gone as I think all of us would have hoped. But hopefully next summer, you kids could come hang out with Dad for a Saturday or Sunday and come down wherever it is, wherever the tournament's at next year. Come to it for a day. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I'll be thinking of you kids today. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I'm about to go have a busy one. I love you so, so much. We'll talk soon.